This essay example, as well as thousands of others, is available in text format on our website for free and without registration. Simply Google Ivy Panda Free Essays.
Introduction. Sex education involves providing knowledge on sex, sexuality, and relationships. It aims at sharing information with the right age groups about the importance and repercussions of sex. Primarily, sex is associated with risks such as unwanted pregnancies and sexually transmitted diseases. Therefore, sex education should reveal the importance of sex at the right time, for instance, in marriage. However, the central importance of sex education is to provide education against its risks and most sexually transmitted diseases, such as HIV, in the case of unprotected sex. Effective sex education should nurture people's ability to make quality decisions concerning sex, sexuality, and relationships. Sex education tries to clear up all myths and misconceptions concerning sex and sexuality and gives facts to the recipient, mainly teenagers. It is also essential for people to understand, accept, and appreciate their sexuality, thus discouraging homosexuality and lesbianism in society. According to Hanson et al., 2,200 adolescents between the ages of 13 and 19 have been reported to acquire HIV/AIDS since its discovery. Therefore, it is evident that sex education is important in schools. In addition, alcohol and drugs are mainly associated with sexual activities. Thus, sex education should also aim at educating people on the main drivers of unsafe sex. Importance of sex education at school and work. In schools, sex education should take place in classrooms, and it should be mandatory for all students. It is evident that teenagers sometimes get confused about their sexuality due to many myths told by their peers. Hence, sex education in school is crucial as it provides the students with facts about sex. Primarily, unprotected sex may lead to acquiring sexually transmitted diseases and unwanted pregnancies that may interrupt their social and school life. Nevertheless, the responsibility of sex education should not be solely left to teachers and educators. Parents should also take the role and ensure that their children are well informed of the repercussions of unprotected sex, the right age to be sexually active, and the importance of having only one partner in a relationship. Sex education should be held not only in schools and colleges, but also at places of work. Seminars on sex education should be held without limitation of attendance based on age. With such initiatives, it is possible to reduce cases of exposure to risks such as homosexuality, which contributes to the high percentage of HIV transmission. In addition, sex education can reduce the possibility of abortions brought about by unsafe sex, hence yielding to unwanted pregnancies. Therefore, sex education is the responsibility of the government, schools, parents, and churches, which should be conducted starting from the proper ages. Advantages of sex education at school. Sex education is vital to all people since it eradicates false beliefs and myths made up by others. It also provides facts on this important subject of sex. Sex education provides vital information to the recipient, who is made to know the reason why sex is important at some point in life, for instance, in marriage, the importance of having one partner in a relationship, and the repercussions involved. Hence, one can make decisions in a relationship. For adolescents, in particular, sex education is vital in that it helps them to understand their changing bodies during puberty, information on birth control, as well as contraceptives and their importance and effects, and the various types of relationships that exist. Information on abortion is also essential as it elaborates on the negative effect of abortion and how to practice safer sex to avoid sexually transmitted diseases and unwanted pregnancies. Sex education at an early age reduces the chances of sexual practices among the teenager, and if any, it increases the use of condoms. Earlier information to teenagers normally proves important at a later stage of their lives. Therefore, parents and teachers should always find time to talk to their students and children about essential information related to sex, as most young people find themselves in trouble with unwanted pregnancies and sexually transmitted diseases due to a lack of vital information. Effective sex education results in a reduction in risky sexual behavior and avoids adverse effects that arise from misconceptions. According to Sharma, sex education yields the prevention of sexual problems such as STDs and assists one in choosing the right partner. Conclusion: sex education is crucial for everyone. In growing children, mainly adolescents, it is important that their parents and teachers share this critical information with them. Most teenagers find themselves in compromising situations of unwanted pregnancies and even sexually transmitted diseases due to lack of information. This proves that sex education is vital in schools and at home, since it covers all topics from reproduction, sexuality, contraceptives, and relationships, among others. Therefore, parents should not shun away from discussing sex education with their children, as this information would mold them and prevents them from making negative decisions that could affect their lives. This argumentative essay on sex education, importance, and how to teach was written and submitted by a student just like you. The Ivy Panda Samples database hosts thousands of works similar to this one on various subjects. Visit ivypanda.com to find what you are looking for.